Hello everybody and welcome back to Hearts of Iron, where we are currently preparing to invade Morocco. And it is going to be great, and I sound really weird in my own ears right now, but hopefully I sound normal to everyone else, or normal adjacent anyway. So I will try not to let this bother me. I've got a bit of a issue with one of my ears wanting to be plugged up right now, and it won't go away, and I'm very frustrated about it, but that's okay. That does not matter. So we are currently only about 20 days away, I believe, from invading Morocco. Yeah, actually, like 13. So that is wonderful. We're very happy about that. That invasion will happen as soon as possible. Of course, after that, we are looking at taking over some additional areas over here that have some steel. There's not a ton of steel over here, but a little bit of space over there for us, so that would be great. We're definitely going to want to call in Brazilian Portugal immediately, but everything else here I think is okay, and we want to clean up some of these other neutral areas as soon as we can, but we've got a ways to go on all that. Now, the game keeps telling me every time I fire it up that we're about equal with the American Union right now. I'll believe it when I see it. As in, I still think that we would fundamentally lose to the American Union, if not through, like, manpower and just raw numbers of troops, through steel. They have a lot more steel than we do. I firmly believe that, because they have access to these Russian steel fields over here. Like, look at that. That is insane. Look at all that steel right in this area over here, as well as over here. It's just insane, the amount of steel that they have access to in Russia. So that is definitely something that we would like to get our hands on, but that's pretty unlikely right now. So we're just trying to patch up our steel right now a little bit. We don't need that much more. We're getting there. But we also need to keep in mind we're only getting 75% of the steel we get access to, even in the end. Because, I mean, there's some of these over here that we still don't have full access to the steel. Reason for that is because of our compliance here. It's not fully up yet. And that just takes time. No real way around it. It just takes time. But we are getting much, much better, and that is great. We're also working on some of these constructions. By the time we are ready to deploy this, I'm hoping that we'll have some better supplies over here. That said, our supplies are better than their supplies, so maybe it'll be enough. Well, it's time to go. Okay. So that puts us at 46.5%. We're going to begin justifying immediately on these guys. 240 days. Okay. Let the invasions begin. We're already over here attacking. That's actually very quick. I was expecting us to attack over here as well. We're currently not, and that's just because our organization is too low to advance. And our organization is that low, of course, because of our supply throughput over here. Even if we ordered this, would they be able to do this? Yeah, actually they would. So we're going to go ahead and order that. And we're done. That's all we can do. Our organization didn't allow any more. Sure. So I believe we'll take this ourselves, since this is our territory over here. And then we'll take this state for sure as well. So I think we'll annex everything here. We actually failed our naval invasion. That I didn't expect. I definitely didn't expect to fail the naval invasion. Okay. That was not what I wanted to do either. I've messed this up. And how did I do this? Let's see here. That's 8. Okay, so we need to remove 16 infantry divisions from here, and I believe it's these 16. Yes. Okay, so they get assigned over here. And we select all of Army 2, assign here. And let's see, I just want to check the preparation. Yeah, we need convoys for that. Okay. So these guys, I believe, should be assigned here. Yes, and these guys should be assigned here. Wonderful. They require their convoys to try again. And all of this is now irrelevant. And we're just going to keep running this. Eventually, we'll get a toehold over here. And that is all we need. How's this going over here? Poorly. I'm not shocked. We have barely any supplies in this area. It's getting better, though. These guys will get assigned into this army. How many more do they need? They need 132 total, so 3 additional. Okay. We're actually winning some of these invasions this time. Only seeing 12 units assigned to this one. Okay, I want to select this whole army. Make sure they're all selected here. All of you go on in just as soon as you're prepared. However, we are making gains over here, and that's perfect. We'll keep the pressure on in this area. And there we go. We've landed over here. So these guys, I want this whole army selected. I want everybody here. And we're going to offensive line. Straight like that. Okay. Supply flow here is non-great, but it should be good enough, in theory. I hope. Now, as far as this over here goes, supply flow here is currently at 9, which is not good. Ooh, that's a nuke. In we go. We're going in. And apparently I am apparently getting a little bit of popping going on here. I'm hoping that's not coming through on the recording. That would be awkward if it did. I think it's coming through just on my end, but I'm potentially working a few sound issues here. But it might just be my ears. We'll find out. Hopefully that's all it is. So at this point, we're just going to keep pushing in over here. I do want to prioritize building the naval base here, top priority. Technically, we don't hold this ourselves. This is in Spanish Africa. Okay. Very interesting indeed. These guys are ready to be assigned, and we're going to assign them not to this force, but rather to this one. This force only needs 3 units, so we're going to select 3 of these and pop them in here, and then they are done. So that's great. These guys only need an additional 27. So off they go. Looks like we did stack wipe a few of these here. Head on in, guys. They're down to just 4 units here. Our organization is super low. There's no doubt about that. That is for sure. But let's head on in over here. And in theory, I mean, we're kind of struggling to push in over here. I want to select this army in full and tell them to try another naval invasion. Excellent. That's much more like it. So in they go in theory, and this should pull the pressure to where we want it to be. And now I've got an issue with my pop shield. Okay, this is not going amazingly well, but hopefully we'll get this under control. Okay, I think the pop shield is deciding to stay put for now. Okay, these guys have given up entirely on that, but we did manage to take this location, and we can see there's a lot of divisions actually assigned over here. We don't need this many divisions. I'm going to tell these guys, forget about your orders. Come on up over here. I want to free up some supplies. And then we've got 12 and 7 over here. That should be, I think, just this army. Okay, get over here. And offensive line straight in like that. Now, who is this? These guys. Okay, why don't you guys come down over here for now? I want all 24 divisions there, too. There we go. And we'll just eliminate that line. Okay. So we'll keep them sieged in their capital here for a bit. And we should be able to get here in time, I think. Yeah, we've got our allies buying us a little bit of time here. That's great. What are we doing for supplies over here? Supplies are okay. They're not great, but as these guys leave, they should get far, far better. Supplies have improved over here again, and these guys are down to 1 and 1. So let's just head on in. There we go. That's what we're looking for. These guys, they are going to hop into this force. Sounds good. And of course, we're going to need to defend this whole area. We already do have some troops defending this, I think. Actually, we don't. I think I'll create a new army for that. Okay, that has fallen. Perfect. So this army is now freed up. And where do we want them to go? I want them to actually come up over here and frontline there. Go on, get out of there. That's only 2 units. Can I have all of our units up here, please? Thank you. Perfect. So we'll get those guys up there. Morocco has joined the American Union and then immediately capitulated. Perfect. So we actually want to full annex them. We want to take all states. Done. Okay. So these guys, they don't have orders, and we're going to tell them... what do we want them to do? Maybe frontline against, like, Republic of Algeria for right now? We can't draw a front line there. Interesting. Why can't we draw a front line here? Is this all impassable? Oh, this entire border is impassable. Okay. So you have to go in via Libya or the south. Interesting. Well, we definitely want to take the Sahara Republic over here. So let's go ahead and frontline over there. Fantastic. We're going to get another round of infantry divisions. That's wonderful. And we'll get ready for that. Next up, I want to do some construction work. Let's make sure that we have our coastal forts queued up over here. And we'll just queue those up on the bottom. And I want to... No, not at the top of the queue. I'm doing this wrong. Okay. I'm off to just a wonderful start this morning on the recording. Wonderful. Okay. So we're going to do coastal forts over here. Is this already maxed out? No. Okay. So we'll do something along the lines of this. And the game's not paused right now to keep running. It will be a little laggy. Excellent. Let's check for infrastructure over here. We want to max out this infrastructure for sure. Okay. Let's check in over here on infrastructure. We'll max that out, but that's not a high priority. And let's check our coastal forts. I thought I didn't get these done. Okay, so we'll just get full coastal forts over here, low priority. Wonderful. And then over here, we'll need some coastal forts as well. Do it up something like this. Excellent. And there's a couple over here as well that we'll need. There we go. 0 plus 9. That didn't build all of them. Odd, but okay. There we go. Land forts. So, as far as land forts go, we will need a few land forts up over this way. So that'll be fine. I don't think we go up any further north than this, do we? We do. Did we get coastal forts up there? We didn't. Let's get those queued. Okay, let's hop back into the normal map mode. Just double check this. This is held by the Netherlands. Okay, sounds good. We will need land forts here. But otherwise, that's good. Let's check for naval bases in these regions. And these will be pretty high priority to get done. So anywhere where there's an existing naval base, of course, we're maxing it out. Okay. And something like that. Excellent. Ah, down this coast, there's a naval base. There we go. And looks like one over here. Yeah. Okay, one here. I guess I didn't get this area. Sounds good. Well, we'll just max that out for right now. Yeah, I'm prioritizing these a little higher than I should be, but it's okay. We'll change them in a bit, perhaps. In fact, let's go ahead and get rid of these. Well, not get rid of them, but move them down the priority list. Okay. So we'll do that, and let's double check over here. Yep, there does need to be a couple of naval bases over here. Excellent. As well as over here. Okay. Let's check for those anti-airs. That looks solid already. Perhaps not over here. Yeah, that definitely needs to be prioritized. And we're going to do also some radar. Apparently we can't get any radar up there. No slots available. But there is some radar that we can put in these regions. And so we shall. Otherwise, our radar looks to be well covered. Very, very well covered. But there's some spots over here that don't have radar. We'll go ahead and queue that up. Apparently I missed that spot there, which is slightly surprising. And also this. Excellent. So, these 8 divisions, I'm going to assign them in over here to a new army. And that army will be responsible for defending this area, and this area. For right now. Needing a total of 19 divisions. That'll be fine. These guys are currently... what? Not going somewhere? Ah. They don't have supplies to move. So this army is, I think, supposed to be going up over here? No. It's supposed to be just going here, isn't it? Army 2. Yeah, going here. That's fine. We know that there's going to be supply issues here for a little while. We are working on the constructions here. I do want to top prioritize this naval base as well as this naval base. They were both being constructed, but I want to make absolutely sure here. So that should be fine. And of course, we still have a bit of a supply issue here. Now we are justifying up over here in Galicia, and we're about 32 days away from that. We're also justifying over here in Tlemcen, and we are a ways away from that one. We've contributed 41%, so I'm actually feeling pretty good about our tension contribution. And of course, we are going to want to start bringing up this sweet, sweet compliance strength. I do want to start rooting out resistance over here. Just because we want that sweet steel. Okay, let's see if we can do any prospecting. We can't. What we could do is a region-wide industrial integration in Harju, which is over here. And we'll go ahead and build a civilian factory there for right now. Are there any other locations where we can build one? Yes, actually, right over here in Lower Austria. That's queued up already in Legionary Bulgaria, or is that Bulgaria? Legionary Transylvania, actually. We can get another one over here in Morocco, though, and so we shall. I believe that should be all of them. Yes. Excellent. So, I mean, we do still have a lot of construction to do. There's no doubt about that. Did I check air bases? I'm not sure that I did. Yeah, apparently our air bases are already queued up. Well, maybe not, actually. These air bases are not. We'll go ahead and get them queued up, and that will be just fine. Excellent. So at this point, we're just waiting for our justifications to continue our invasion. And, I mean, up here in Galicia, are we actually interested in any territory here? Not really. We're just going to puppet them so that they can provide us with additional manpower, and that will be great. We can see that we're not using any of our own manpower for our garrisons, so I'm not going to bother asking anyone else for garrison manpower. That'll be fine. We're up to 25.19k recruitable monthly growth, which is about where we were. I mean, recruiting 24 divisions simultaneously, we're still going negative in our manpower, but I do want to be working on maxing all this out. And keep in mind, we're going to be able to optimize this if we go to war with the US, and we are going to be able to bring quite a lot of troops to the table. Well, if we look here, 7.28 million troops is how many we're going to be able to bring to the table. The US alone currently has 9 million available manpower, but 5 to 7 million deployed army manpower. So they're on their own comparable to us. And then there's also the Russian Federation. And they have 3 to 6 million. And then there's areas like England and France and all these locations. But I'm interested for right now in grabbing up a bunch of these. Should we start thinking about a third simultaneous justification? I think that takes so long that it's not worthwhile. However, our other justification just finished, and we'll get started over there. Excellent. So these guys will, of course, be declared upon. France is currently guaranteeing them. So the problem there, of course, is that they're part of the American Union. Which means that the American Union would immediately be called into this. Well, that's unfortunate. It's a supervised state of the Russian Federation. Well, that's awkward. It is guaranteeing both of these. Rude. I mean, I get why it's doing it. Nobody's guaranteeing over here right now. But that means that the American Union is definitely starting to think that we are a problem. And we are. We are definitely becoming a problem for them. If we look at our weakness has always been our amount of steel. But that is getting stronger all the time. So do we actually want to fight France? I mean, if it was just France, that wouldn't be awful, right? But if it's the entire American Union, it would either be the biggest power play I've ever made, or the worst move of my life. And I'm not convinced that it would be the former. I mean, it would just be on so many fronts, is the thing. I think we just let this war goal go. Let's cancel this justification. And let's start justifying over here instead. France may well immediately guarantee them as well. Now, they're not guaranteeing here, which I'm delighted by, because this is, of course, our location that generates some steel. So that is important. How long until we're ready to attack that? Still a little while. That will not be a this episode thing, for sure. And so, to that end, I think that I will go ahead and put a cut in this episode. It is about that time, and next episode, we are going to look at invading Tlemcen over here. Or rather, this is not the name of the nation. This is the name of the state. The state is Republic of Algeria. There we go. Wait, this is all Republic of Algeria? I did not realize that. That's going to be very awkward because we have no effective way to get down here. That's definitely something that we need to think about. I did not realize that these were the same nation. Hmm. That is odd. How do we want to deal with that? I suppose we could start making transport planes and para-drop in. Now we don't have any paratroopers. So we'd have to get some. Or would we? Surely there's a victory point down here that I just don't see. Perhaps they'd capitulate after we took all this. I don't know that they would. And that concerns me. But that is a next episode problem. You can leave your offerings, hello pause menu, to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.